So I just did a video where I made an Iron Man helmet using only dollar stores. And it was a disaster, but I managed to pull it together at the end and it looked not too terrible actually, but nowhere near my standards. So can I fix it to make it look not bad? No restrictions, using all the tools and materials I have. Can I salvage this? Well, first thing I'm gonna do is sand down the helmet to give myself a clean surface to work on because we're gonna repaint the whole thing. A lot of the cuts are really terrible because of the crappy dollar store knives and glue I used, so I'm gonna sand these down smooth using my Dremel, plus beveling the edges on a few of them to make them look less flat. And while I'm here, I'm also cutting in some dents and scratches for battle damage. Now because I grew up with Star Wars, in all of my helmets, I always put a dent on the top left referencing Boba Fett, one of the characters that got me into cosplay. Next, I'm gonna use Quick Seal to fill in the messy seams and cuts. I couldn't use this before, so the messy gaps were something I just had to deal with. Realistically, nobody's gonna notice them, but I do, and it annoys me to no end. So using Quick Seal is a massive step up in polish. And now everything's relatively clean, time to paint. Previously, I used Mod Podge to seal the foam, which works totally fine, but Plastidep is stronger, smoother, and gives an even layer because you spray it on. Plus, it acts as a black primer coat on its own. Now I'm kinda tempted to leave it like this because it looks pretty cool in all black. But we press on and do a couple coats of gold, and then when that's dry, cover it up with tape. So here he is, all taped up and ready to receive red paint. Now the red was the part I hated the most in the dollar store version. It looked flat and way too bright and just blech. So I wanted to redeem it with this. This is Farmhouse Red, my favorite shade of red ever. Time to say goodbye, smiley face Iron Man. Oh, I feel bad. Now on to weathering, and this is where the fun begins. Before, I dry brush black into the crevices to add shading, which again is totally fine, but I prefer airbrushing. It's smoother, more controlled, and gives this really nice gradient, great for shading. Then after that, we add scratches. This is the exact same as my dollar store method. I actually use dollar store paints quite a bit in my cosplays. So I added gray scratches to define the edges, then silver for the big scratches I want to highlight, like the big old forehead dent. Then reglue the visors and the cloth on the mouth vents, and we're done. This is what it looked like before and after. Not too bad, I'd say. Now this is actually something I'd proudly display in my room.